We have with us head coach Ryan Cain, number 3, Octavio Brito, and number 13, Jeff Hunter. Starting off, Coach, I'd just love to get your thoughts on the game.
Yeah, a little bit different situation this year. Last year I can remember sitting here talking about, just the incredible respect that we have for this program. And obviously, after the experience last year, I think there was an extra edge and urgency that these guys played with today. Just what an incredible performance by Swarthmore over a 40-minute period of time. Just, psychologically dominated the game, physically dominated the game. And then, they just had guys step up and make incredible plays. Every time we tried to go on a little bit of a run, another guy would just step up and make a big basket at a time when we thought we could, maybe stack together a couple stops and get some shots that, could go our way and go on a run. And we almost didn't go on a single run during that game. Just so much respect for, Landry and his staff and the players in that program. Obviously tough draw for us getting these guys after knocking them off last year. The bounce back performance here was as good as I've ever seen.
Ryan, was it what you expected them to do, to stay away from the perimeter and go inside, be that physical?
Yeah, I think we talked about the physicality these guys play with. We talked about their ability to score inside and the fact that that was definitely something they did against us last year. We thought they may come back with it. We were hoping to do some things to make it a little bit tougher for them to be able to score on the interior. Credit to those guys to make the plays they made. They were physical getting the ball in spots that they wanted it. They were physical getting to the spots they wanted to get to, and they did an incredible job finishing all day.
Ryan, and also to the guys, you guys don't run a particularly deep bench. You came out flying, but it seemed like the physical wear started to tack on there after the first few minutes. You've played 2 physical games before this last weekend. What's the physical wear down like right now?
Yeah, Tufts was extremely physical. That game was, for 40 minutes, definitely a level of physicality that we probably hadn't seen almost all year. And then, tonight was even another level of that. And I think over time that definitely, beats up on you a little bit. Obviously, we don't have, tremendous size in the interior. And these guys, whether it was one of their bigs or both of their bigs in there together, the size that just their post players have, along with the physicality of their guards. They do such an incredible job of Barkley and getting the ball in spots where, their good players can really finish and play to their strengths. You get the sense, right? The first 2 4-minute segments, it's something that, these guys kind of keep track of, something we do too. They scored 10 points in both of those first 4-minute segments. And we knew we were going to have to dig in and guard a little bit, and we just couldn't get any momentum stacking stops, whether it was, fouling them on a 3-point shot. As you start to go to run, we have a decent segment, but we bail them out on a couple of those type of plays. So, physicality, you could just see that, offensively, they were getting what they wanted, how they wanted. We couldn't figure out a way, to guard them one-on-one or to make any adjustments with our team defense to make it harder for those guys.
Jeff, you went head-to-head with Caprize last year in a really physical matchup again today. Well, what is it about his matchup particularly that is so challenging?
He's a good player. He played hard, played better than me today, played better than Wednesday, all around. Just got the ball where they wanted to and scored. So just got to be better. Got a lot of things to work on, and we'll be back here. So I'm not really too worried about it. Failure is what you make it. So.
David, did their pace catch you by surprise? Because I thought you kind of, with 5 or 6 minutes in the first half, you came out.
I wasn't feeling particularly well before the game.
Okay.
That's not an excuse, but no, the pace didn't surprise me at all. We were prepared, watched a lot of film. Coach gave us a good game plan, and we just couldn't execute today.
Regardless, you guys had a great season, made it to the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah, incredible season. We talked about it in the locker room. It's by far the best experience that I've ever had as a basketball coach. We went into every single practice, every single day, and just had these guys leading our group. It was player-driven. I'd go to make a teaching point at some point, and literally, there were probably 3 guys already talking to that player that needed that correction. It was the most fun I've ever had. It is the most tremendous, most connected group we've ever had. Ultimately didn't translate with the way that we performed today. But to go 28-2, to go undefeated in the conference regular season, to turn that around and win a conference tournament championship, to have a chance to host some NCAA tournament games, to come out of that weekend in our place, to take that next step to get into the second weekend. You know, ultimately that wasn't our goal. We had bigger goals than this. But I can't say enough good things about, obviously, these two guys sitting next to me as leaders, as people. I can't say enough good things about every single person in that locker room. I mean, it literally was the most enjoyable experience of my lifetime. Just a tremendous group of people, right? I think we got some great players. I think we have some really talented guys, starting with the two guys with me, and other players in that room. I think we have, you know, all conference level players, even if they're not always acknowledged that way. We have guys that don't play, similar to, you know, Swarthmore, that I think would get major minutes for some of these other programs that don't have the opportunity. And those guys, you know, they show up every day with a smile on their face. They get us better. Everyone in our program has the same value. They believed it. Just couldn't be more proud of the way that these guys performed all season long. The way they carried themselves off the court, you know, everywhere we go. I get compliments from, you know, staff members at restaurants and hotels, and, you know, here at Swarthmore last year, you know, they didn't write us about, you know, the way we performed against Swarthmore. You know, they wrote us about the type of character kids that we have in our program and the way that we carried ourselves in a place like this. And that very much carried true all year long. Just so proud of these guys as players, but even more proud of them as people and leaders. You know, the growth that I've seen in that locker room by these guys has just been incredible. So fortunate to be a part of it. And to Jeff's point, he's back. You know, we bring our locker room back, right? You know, we lose Jarek, we lose a couple of those other senior guys that really help make us better every day and help get us to the point that we're at. But, you know, a ton of confidence with the guys that we're bringing back. You know, we'll have some very lofty goals. We'll definitely use this the same way, hopefully, that Swarthmore did, to make us a better program, to make us a better team moving forward with the goal of getting back here and performing better than we did tonight. But all the credit really does deserve to go to Swarthmore. You know, those guys used that motivation from that game, and I'm sure it was something they worked at every single day in practice and in the offseason, and it resulted in that type of performance. So all the credit goes to those guys. But couldn't be more pleased with the guys that we have in our program, and these guys sitting next to me here today.
Great, thank you.
Congrats on a great season.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan.